Welcome friends. In the previous video we have discussed the one-way slab. We have solved one numerical of simply supported one-way slab, and we have also solved the numerical of continuous one-way slab. So in this video we will discuss the design of two-way slab. So before moving towards the numerical directly, we'll take an introduction of design. What changes are there in two-way slab? Means how can we compare this design of two-way slab with one-way slab? So first of all, we need to see that we have defined, or we have basically divided the one-way slab and two-way slab by the ratio of longer span to shorter span. So when the ratio of longer span to shorter span, that is Ly by Lx, is either greater than or equal to 2, then it is called as one-way slab. Okay, and when it is less than 2, then we will call that slab as two-way slab. That slab will be two-way slab. Okay, so this is the basic concept against this classification. Okay, so what we are doing in the two-way slab, so we know that this ratio is less than 2. It means that longer side is not that large than shorter side. Means these two sides are not having much difference. Okay, so that is the case. So that's why what happens, this slab bends in two direction, it deflects in two direction. So that's why we need to provide steel which will oppose this bending in two direction. So that's why it is called as two-way slab, because it the span of this slab bends in two direction. So I have represented this slab, two-way slab, in which we can see that this part of the slab or load of the slab will be carried by this beam or this wall. This load will be carried by this beam or supporting system. So likewise, so and I have also shown the deflection diagram. These are the deflection diagram in x and y direction, and these are the bending moment diagrams of x and y direction. So let's start with the points which are very important as per the consideration of the design of two-way slab. So due to bending in two direction, what is happening? The bending moment and deflection in two-way slab is reduced, resulting in thinner section. So these two-way slabs are comparatively thinner than one-way slab, because the bending is in two direction. So the deflection and bending is reduced. So that's why we but it is in two directions. So that's why we need to provide steel in both direction. Second point is, the two-way slab can be simply supported or corners restrained from lifting. So this type of slabs can be fixed, which can be said like corners are restrained or simply supported. So these two types are there. In simply supported two-way slab, the corner tends to lift, and if sufficient provision to prevent lifting is not made, the span moment increase and can be obtained from following equation. So that's why so what is this? When a slab is simply supported, and if we apply any loading, this edges of this slab will try to lift up. So due to this bending, so to avoid this due to this lifting action, the bending moment, increased bending moment can be calculated by using this formulas. In the x direction we will use alpha x into WLX square, and in y direction alpha y into LX square again. So we have to see this carefully. In the both formulae we are using smaller span. Here also LX, and here also will use LX. So this only change will be the multiplying coefficient, and the guidelines regarding this coefficient, or the table of this coefficient is given on page number, so you can refer page number 91 of IS 456, in which you can see table number 27, page number 97, 91, page number 91 and table number 27, IS 456. This is about simply supported two-way slab. When the in the restraint slab, the corner held down by edge beam or means it can be restrained by both in some cases, by wall provided along the edges. The effect of restraining corner results in the reduction of span moment and induce negative moment in direction perpendicular to the diagonal, causing the tension at the top in the direction of diagonal. Since the provision of reinforcement along the direction is difficult, torsion reinforcement is provided along two directions perpendicular to the support in the form of grid at top and bottom. So when this two-way slab, the edges are restrained, at that time the tension is induced in the diagonal direction, perpendicular direction to the diagonal direction. This is diagonal direction, this is direction perpendicular to the diagonal direction. So we cannot provide the reinforcement in this direction. So that's why the reinforcement is provided, or it is difficult to provide. Okay, so we provide torsion reinforcement in this form, in the form of mesh. Okay. If slab is continuous over both the edges, the corners are held down by continuity effect, and hence provision of torsion is not required. Those corners which contained by edges over both of which the slab is continuous. So it means that when a slab, suppose if you have taken a span like this, now if you are designing these panels of slab, now if you consider this panel, internal panel, you can see that this edge is continuous in this direction also, this direction as well as in this direction. So it is continuous in both the directions. So that's why we need not to provide the torsion reinforcement at this corner or this corner. For this slab, these two corners are continuous, so we will not provide torsion reinforcement at this corner because it is continuous in the both direction. Okay, so that is the case here. When the corners of slab are prevented from lifting, the maximum bending moment per unit width in the slab is given by. So these are the formulas for calculation of moment. Now here we can see that if the slab is simply supported, we know that it will not create bending moment at support. So that's why we have not provided any reinforcement here, or the reinforcement is provided for the bending moment in the center only. Okay. So whenever we are considering the fixed edges of slab, we need to it creates fixed end moment at this edges also. Okay, so we need to take different coefficient, bending moment coefficient at support, and will apply different coefficient for midspan. So accordingly the value of alpha x will be different for support and different for midspan. So that's why we have to calculate this mx for midspan and support. Similarly, we have to calculate the my at midspan and at support. So we'll get four values of this bending moment. So table for this is given on page number 91, again page 91 of IS 456, and it is given on the table number 26 table number 26. Okay, so these values are given there in the table, so you can refer this these tables. Now we'll see what are the changes between these two designs, one way slab design and two way slab design. So whenever we are designing one way slab, we have followed steps like first of all we'll check whether it is one way or two way slab, one way or two way. So that step will be common for this also. Okay, in the next step what we'll do, we'll calculate the span, effective span, which will be used for calculation of trial depth. Now trial depth is calculated from deflection criteria. Here we have to consider that if we will take a reference of information given on page number 39. It is page number 39 of IS 456. In the clause 24.1, it is mentioned that if the length of span of slab is less than or up to 3.5 meter, we'll use L by D ratio of 35 for simply supported and 40 for continuous slab. So these values should be multiplied if HYSD bar is should be multiplied with 0.8 if HYSD bars are used. So this is for mild steel bar. Okay, when we use HYSD bar means torch steel, we'll multiply this factor. So we'll take L by D ratio. If you multiply this by, it will be 28, and next this, if you multiply 45.8, it will be 32. So for HYSD bar we will use these values. Okay, so if the span is greater than 3.5 meter, then what will you do? You will directly take L by D ratio equal to 25. Okay, so this is the change in the design of two-way slab in the third step. So in the first step you will calculate the moment, sorry it will be loading, we'll calculate the loading. So total loading is calculated similarly. In the next step we'll calculate the bending moment due to external loading. So that will be calculated at support and at edge at midspan. Based on these values we'll calculate, we'll also check it for bending moment. So we'll use the formulas which are there for MUR max, maximum resisting moment. For example, for torch steel 415 138 FCK BD square. So this formula is used for checking the depth, cross checking the depth. So after this the next step is to provide the area of steel, 7-step area of steel. So after this we'll take the necessary checks and we'll provide the steel in both direction. Okay, so that is the case of design of slab. Okay, two-way slab. So we'll see the numerical related to this in next video. So we don't have much difference in design of one-way or two-way slab, but these are some steps which may create some difference between these two. So we have to take a careful consideration of this. So we'll see the rest of part in the next video. So if you found any query regarding this, you can ask me. Thank you.